Hey, TechLinked, Riley here. How often does tech news ooze out of the ground so it can be harvested and processed for transport? 3 times a week. I do not have a full beard. Apple has sued leaker and YouTuber Jon Prosser, who shared details and unofficial renders of iOS 26, which was presumed at the time to be called iOS 19, understandable, on his Genius Bar podcast and his Front Page Tech YouTube channel. The leaks got enough attention that they were called not representative of the real thing by the prime leaker, the Germ Smacker, Mark of the Germs. But people leak Apple stuff all the time, so why is Apple suddenly choosing Jon for prosecution? I'm sorry. Well, in their lawsuit, Apple says they got an anonymous email naming Prosser, his associate Michael Ramaciotti, and Ramaciotti's friend, ex-Apple employee Ethan Lipnick. The suit also cites an audio message sent to Lipnick from Ramaciotti claiming that Prosser wanted him to somehow get access to Lipnick's development iPhone and the tasty trade secrets contained therein. Now, who knows what the truth is, because while Prosser obviously did receive trade secrets somehow, he denies these specific allegations, tweeting that he didn't plot to access anyone's phone, and he says he's got receipts. He then posted a screenshot where he asks someone, presumably Ramaciotti, how the hell did you get this, LOL? Which, fair enough, is usually not something you say to someone with whom you schemed and planned ways to get this in question. US President Donald Trump has signed the Genius Act, the first federal law to put rules in place for stablecoins, which is cryptocurrency that ties its value to, say, the US dollar or gold or something else that is less likely to be worth absolutely nothing after a Paul brother tweets out the digital equivalent of a wet fart. Trump has been pushing hard for regulation that would legitimize cryptocurrencies in the eyes of more investors, only because he thinks crypto is really good and not because it would be beneficial to the crypto ventures he's launched in the past year. No. But regardless of the president's motivations, the Genius Act represents the beginning of the end of the Wild West era of crypto, and it'll hopefully do something to prevent more people from dumping their life savings into meme coins that are immediately rug pulled. It was literally called scam coin, Richard. 2 other crypto bills are still working their way through Congress, but Trump doesn't need those to reap the benefits of the USD1 stablecoin launched by his son's crypto business, World Liberty Financial. This is all normal. Lots of AI news to talk about. OpenAI has launched ChatGPT Agent, a new tool that lets ChatGPT use its very own computer, because ChatGPT, you've been so good lately. You only make up random bullshit when you're really upset. Agent is even more capable than the Operator tool, which launched in January and let ChatGPT control a web browser. And that went okay, so they're letting ChatGPT go deeper into the machine and probably just gonna keep doing that until something breaks. Meanwhile, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos said in the company's latest earnings call that one of their originals, the Argentinian sci-fi film The Eternaut, used special effects generated by AI. Sarandos said that sequence, showing a building collapsing, is the very first Gen AI final footage to appear on screen in a Netflix original. Well, except for the pretty obvious AI images almost certainly used in last year's Netflix documentary, What Jennifer Did, but the creators still deny that, so at least they're telling us now. Meta, meanwhile, is telling the EU it won't be signing the European Commission's Code of Practice for General Purpose AI, which would have meant committing to things like providing documentation about Meta's AI tools and not training AI on pirated content. It's simply untenable. Well, today the Commission published guidelines to help AI companies prepare for the rollout of its AI Act regulation on August 2nd, which it previously indicated was gonna happen whether Meta's on board or not. So I don't know if your thing is getting steamrolled. I'm sure Grok can generate a steamy fanfic for you. It's not my cup of tea. What gets me steamy is our sponsor Vessi and their weekend sneaker, the ultimate daily driver shoe. We're talking morning till night, rain or snow, outside or inside, depending on the house rules. Be respectful. Vessi says their shoes are waterproof thanks to Dymatex technology. It's like the sole of a heavy rain boot was transferred into the body of a comfortable, casual yet classy lightweight sneaker. It sounds like a great movie pitch. It's an idea. Vessi shoes have a 1-year warranty and worry-free 30-day returns, so you can shop and strut with confidence. Visit vessi.com/techlink now for 15% off your first pair at checkout.
You thought you missed Lime Day? Wrong. We got more to squeeze. Save $20 on a mystery screwdriver and get one of 5 exclusive Lime Day colorways. Save $15 on our iconic double wall vacuum insulated water bottles. Buy a precision bit set and screwdriver bundle and we'll throw in a free jerry-rig knife. And best of all, you get free shipping on every order over $175 if you're shopping from the US and every order over $250 Canadian if you're shopping from anywhere else. So hurry, visit lmg.gg/lime, the clock's ticking, okay?
Now can we do the quick bits, Mark?
No.
Come on,
No.
Quick Bits time! This week, the news nonprofit ProPublica published a deep dive on a Microsoft US government contract that involved using software engineers based in China to maintain Defense Department systems. Now, that's a bit sketchy, so the solution was apparently to pair the engineers with digital escorts, which were not Grok's not safe for work 3D avatars, but rather US citizens with the proper security clearances, but not very much technical expertise. Current and former escorts told ProPublica stuff like, "We're trusting that what they're doing isn't malicious, but we really can't tell." After Senator Tom Cotton sent this report to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he miraculously managed to engage all 4 of his brain cells to tweet that this shouldn't happen anymore. Then today, Microsoft Chief Communications Officer Frank Shaw said, okay, they'll stop. Hopefully, China also didn't notice this was happening until now. Delta Airlines says it's been testing an AI-powered system for individualized pricing that analyzes a customer's profile and charges the max amount it thinks you and only you are willing to pay. Delta was only testing this system on 3% of its total fares, but it wants to bring that up to 20% by the end of the year. Unless it can be proven that Delta is offering people different rates based on certain characteristics like sex or ethnicity, this system isn't technically illegal. But it doesn't need to be to fundamentally undermine the idea of a fair market, which is technically bullshit. Microsoft, one more time, has closed down its movies and TV storefronts on Xbox consoles and Windows. Users will no longer be able to purchase content through the app, but the company says they will still be able to watch anything they've already paid for. For how long? Until Microsoft feels like not making that the case. There was never a buy and a rent option. They're both rent. It's rent all the way down. And thousands of very cheap VV bikes sold at Walmart and Amazon have been recalled after multiple reports of the bike batteries overheating and catching fire. I can only hope those batteries are different than the ones shown in this video by Chinese company Ubtech, in which its Walker S2 humanoid robot is shown replacing its own battery. Those batteries catching on fire would make this an even more appropriate entry in my favorite video series, Existential Anxiety Inducers. You wanna reduce my anxiety? Come back on Monday for more tech news. I won't know if you're going to come back until you do though, so I'll just have to keep it together somehow over the weekend. But how will I feel on Monday? My fate is in your hands, bye-bye.